Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another awesome session. Today we've got Hashvardhan presenting on AI innovation with Azure from concept to creation. So welcome, Hashvardhan. Just a few housekeeping rules before we go into it. So this session is delivered as part of the Azure Cloud Commanders skilling rooms. So these are Microsoft Learn based kind of open room where you can come and have a discussion. We run events like this. You can find it under the Microsoft Tech Community Skilling Hub, Skilling Room directory, and there's a bunch of really great community skilling rooms. So from data and AI through to my one, which is Azure Cloud Commanders, where we do most things that have Azure in the name. And yeah, it's a bit over the place, but we're here to learn. So just for the people who are watching and contributing and discussing with us today, this is just an inclusive session. So just be warm, respectful to everyone involved. We're here to all learn. No question's a stupid question. I'll be monitoring the chat throughout. So any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and we'll definitely take those into consideration as well. Anything that you don't get a chance to ask or maybe reach later, I'm sure Hashvardhan doesn't mind reaching out to him after the session as well for any questions that you have. But that's all the housekeeping done today. I will hand over. So thank you very much to come and present to us this morning, today, this evening for you. Thank you. So I will just switch the screens around, but over to you.
For actually organizing this pretty well. Cool. So let me just share my screen.
Yep. I'll bring it up on stage.
Cool. I hope it's visible.
Yes, can see it. Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So, yep. Hi, everyone. And today we are going to look into Azure from the AI perspective of it, and from going from the concept level to the creation level of it. So, what I feel that all of us have ideas, and we all know how to actually think about different ideas, and we create some throughout the day. But the challenge is we don't know how to actually create it, or we don't get how to actually build it about that. So for that purpose, we have this workshop that is about AI innovation with Azure and how we can build different creations out there. So welcome. And here's Baby Yoda welcoming all of you. That's my style of welcoming. So who am I? I'm an associate product manager handling all the AI stuff at Unstock. Azure developer lead, GitHub campus expert, Microsoft certified, which includes AI engineer, data scientist, and MC, Oracle certified, GitHub, Google Cloud, and founder of Vault. You can scan this QR code in case you wish to connect with me over LinkedIn or any other space. Cool. Now, before we move into the innovation part of things, or let's say before we dive into of how things work out there, let's go back to November 2021. Now, what happened in November 2021? You got a huge suit of different things out there, especially just like the time down that you see out here. And the AI was kind of emerged over that period of time. So during that time, what we had was Azure AI, where there was the ML platform where you could actually build all the ML stuff out there, which is called Azure Machine Learning. We'll be going through all of this so that you can get a flavor of it. I'm just covering the part of it right now. Then you had the customizable AI models, which included vision, speech, language, and decision. Now, what do all of this mean? So let's say you wanted to do anything with vision, like object detection, face recognition, sentiment analysis, all of it could be done through the Vision API, which already had it trained with lakhs and tons of data out there. Then we had speech, through which you could actually have text to speech to text, transcription, everything done on the basis of all the already pre-trained data set that Microsoft used to train those models. Language. You want to convert one language to another. You want to get the sentiment. You want to get the PIL information, hide it from the user. Everything could be done from the language component. Last but not the least came the decision part of it. So let's say you want to take some decision, or you want to create a chatbot, or you want to create a analyzer. Everything could be done through the decision model. Now, this is all about the customizable AI models, which are called cognitive services that Azure provides. We also have some scenario based, which includes bot services, cognitive search, form recognizer, and all of it. So, what do they do? So, let's say form recognizer. It allows you to actually give it a form and recognize all the components to it that is there, and then give you a data in an Excel or CSV format. Similarly, a video indexer allows you to actually index the video in different parts and get you all of the information for you so that you can actually take it up and then uh, get all the data for the usage of advertisement, for the usage of handling the scenarios, for the usage of actually getting some insights to it. So this was all the things that were provided by Azure for the developer and the data scientist. But there came something new, Azure OpenAI service. What does it do? It was a collaboration between, it is, sorry, it is actually a collaboration between Azure and OpenAI to give you the best services by OpenAI that's out there and get you all the things so that you can actually build, innovate, and get things ready for the future. Now you might say, okay, but what does it actually mean? So let's say you want to use GPT and you want all the cloud services to be managed out there. That could be done with the help of Azure and the service that you could use OpenAI. So this was all provided by Azure AI for the developer and data scientist. For the business users, the application platforms were built like Power BI, which you might have heard if you're wanting to do data analysis, is a tool that allows you to create wonderful dashboards, get the data, get the insights, create reports that are easily understandable. Power Apps that allows you to create applications on the go by using just drag and drop, even if you are not good with coding. It's a no code, low code platform. Power Automate. Suppose you want to automate something, you want some drag and drops out there. It helps you get all of it. Virtual agents. Virtual agents are like the chatbot or anything that you want to create so that it can help you actually get all the things that's out there and get an agent converse with you. Last but not the least, we have the normal suite of Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and partner solutions so that you can integrate and get all of the things out there in the suite by business users. Now, what is all this hype all about? As you can see, any of the thing that's there in case of technology, the adoption hasn't been huge. And similarly, I feel the case would be with AI that's out there. Like for example, if you see the Microsoft AI timeline, GitHub Copilot was generally available, then came Microsoft Designer, which was launched, Then it extended its partnership from 2023 with OpenAI. We got the bench and edge powered by GPT-4 and the 365 and Copilot introduced with Copilot X. Now, let's go into a bit of history of how things worked, and then we can go into the practical scenarios and practicality of how things work. So, the first typewritten chatbot which simulated a psychiatrist called Eliza was invented in 1966. That you can say was the first AI or first step towards AI that was created. It was kind of it had some emotions, it had some meanings out there, and it's, let's say you want to say something troubling you, it could say something which was kind of random, but it worked. But since it wasn't well good with it, I couldn't understand the context. It came with the turn of AI and research and birth with new statistical models in 1980s. So before that, it was kind of stood hold. Then again, it came with the help of this. Now, what happened in 1980s to 1990s? We came up with deep learning and neural networks. Now, what was there? With it, we got some neural networks which are connected, and this gave birth to the AI, which led to some groundbreaking innovations. And we also created some great models out there using it, like computer vision models, large language models. And this was the first time where we actually used the intelligence of deep learning to actually create something that was revolutionary. From 2010 to 2015, we got some modern assistants like Siri, Cortana, Google Assistant that could interact with you with the help of all the models that were trained using those data. Then came the paper of Google, which was called Attention is All You Need, through which we got this generative AI, which was based on this transform architecture. Now, what does this transform architecture did, and why was this revolutionary? This allowed you to actually get all of the data that's out there and then give you the whole context. So before, if you see what used to happen is, let's say you had a particular string or a particular sentence which said a cat is sitting on a mat. Now, when it went to AI, the AI forgot that, okay, let's say it read the first letter then forgot what was a cat when it went to the cat. Then, when it went to sat on the mat, it forgot who sat on the mat. So it didn't have the context of it. With generative AI, that transformer architecture on which it was built, it had the complete context of it, of what the next token was based on the previous tokens that it got. Cool. We got this whole AI space ready, and this is where we are right now, generative AI. Now, let's maybe go in and do some practical stuff instead of going into the nuances of it. I'll, if you want another session on the nuances of how AI works technically, we can do it in some other session. For now, let's move into Azure and how it works with AI. So let's go to Azure. So when you go to portal.azure.com, this is the space where you get all of your services out there by Microsoft Azure. So this is the first homepage that you would be actually seeing out there of Microsoft Azure. Okay, cool. Now,
We're still
there it
seeing the
is that you would
slides.
be. Okay, sorry.
No, good.
Um, cool. Let me just reshare. Cool. So when you go to portal.azure.com, this is the space where you'll be getting all of the things provided by Azure. And it's pretty neat, I'm pretty sure, where you would be getting all of these things in place. So first you have this resource group. What is a resource group? So this is the place where you actually combine all of the things that you have or the resources that you create so that you can manage them effectively. Okay. Now, this is the first thing that you need to do whenever you are starting with Azure because that's what is important. So you go to create, then you subscription. If you have multiple subscription, what is a subscription? Tier or the package that you take from Azure, it can be without any discounts, can be with discounts based upon the enterprise level that you are. And also it allows you to get all of these things together. So it's like combining all your different services and resources together into one place so that you can manage all of it together for one particular organization or for one particular event. Okay. Now, resource group. Let's give it a name. So let's give it a name. Let's say session for now. Let's choose a region. So the region should be nearest to your place. Let me choose Central India and let's review and create. You can also give tags. So tags are something that you can give for uh, understanding that okay, this is the particular category where it belongs, and you can logically group them together. We don't need it right now, so let's review and create and click on create. Cool. So the resource group is created. I can click on go to resource group to actually go to it. Now, let's create a AI resource. So I click on create and let's type AI Foundry. So this is the Microsoft Foundry. Click on create, click on Microsoft Foundry. Now the resource group is chosen. Let's give it a name. Let's choose the region. Now this is the name of the session link because it needs to direct to you. Since session is already taken, let's type session testing. Okay, this is also okay. This is not taken. Cool. Let me give it the project name as session testing 2 and let's click on next. You can select the storage of it. So if you want like, let's say you want to add some Azure keywords or you want to add some application insights so that you can get all the insights of the application of your AI services, you can click over there. Similarly, if you want to deploy any of the model, you can automatically click over here and select the resources for the storage of your agent services. Let's say you can choose it from here. You can create a new course motive. You can add a AI search so that you can understand your knowledge base and create RAG models out of it and your storage account. We don't need it, so let's click on next. You can add the network. So what you can do is choose who can actually use those services. If you click on selected networks, you need to add a virtual network space and then add subnets or maybe create a firewall that okay, only this IP address ranges are allowed. Similarly, if you want no other networks to be there, only some private endpoints of your company, then you can also choose that and add a private endpoint to it. Then you have the identity where you can actually choose whether you want a system assigned or a user assigned type. Let me just go for system assigned, where you will be assigned the Azure AI user and AI project manager to use it. Encryption is when you want to actually encrypt the data using some key used by your customer. Similarly, the tags where you can logically group the resource. Let's click on review and create to review it, and let's create it. So it's running a final validation check whether everything is in place. Let's click on create. The deployment is still in progress. So what is it doing? It's creating the whole services out there where it would be your AI hub. Now, what do I mean by an AI hub? So Microsoft Foundry, let me open it for you. Microsoft Foundry. What is Microsoft Foundry? Microsoft Foundry is your own AI hub where you can actually get everything related to AI by Azure. What it is? So let's say you want to have your own models, any of the open source model that's out there is available on the Foundry model. You can just click deploy it and use it. You don't have to think how to use it or how to balance the request, as you can see out here. Similarly, if let's say you want to create an agent service where you want to build apps and you want to build agents at scale, you can do it from here. You want to add tools, you want to add MCPs, everything could be built. Similarly, you can observe how many tokens have been used, what is the amount that have been used, and where. You can create a local edge by creating it to be run anywhere without needing to actually scale it. Let's say this is the place where you want to actually create a popular template for your agent service. You can actually do it. Let's say at this place, I click on start. You can actually view your agent team, create all of the stuff that's out there for them by just connecting all the things. And it comes with all of the AI tools, like let's say Foundry tool. For example, you want to create text to speech, speech to text, it comes with that also. So let's go for it. Go to resource and go to Foundry port. Let's just give it a minute. Cool, it's ready. Let me just try out the new Foundry. So I click on the new Foundry and I choose the project from here. Let's go. Now, this is the new Foundry space that you have got. It's pretty clean. As you can see, it has Kimi Anthropic Cloud Opus 4.6, GPT 5.2 Codex even. Now, let's go to Discover. When you go to Discover, this is the place where you get all the models, all the trainings that you need. So you can get model from popular providers like Azure, OpenAI, Anthropic, Microsoft, Meta, Mistral, DeepSeek. Even Grok is there. You can get a model leaderboard so that you can take your decisions without any issue. You can get some tools to actually add into your local MCP server or the remote MCP server for your needs with some solution templates for your needs. Now, this is a thing where you get the models. So let's say click on the model option and you can see all of the things that's there. You can choose based upon the capabilities, you can choose the collection and the source of which one do you need based upon your requirement. Even let's say you are not sure of which one to use, you can directly go for the best ones in the market right now. So let's say I want to go with Cloud Opus. I can simply click on it, check the details, check the pricing of it, and then the benchmark. Sorry for that. And then the benchmark of it, of how well it is doing on other parameters. And then I can click on deploy and deploy it based upon my custom settings or the default settings and get the API key for it. I'm not doing it right now, but yeah, this is how you can do it. Similarly, you can go to the tools option to actually get all of the tools that you can see. If you want to connect with ClickUp, Atlan, Trace, MongoDB, Hugging Face, anything that's there like Microsoft Learn, you can actually do it. In fact, you can choose it again for the filter that's available. Last but not the least, you have the templates where you actually get the things built with different resources together combined so that you can actually build it out there without actually worrying about orchestration. So let's see what modernize your code with agents, get legacy code changed with the modern languages. It's here. Click on it. Let's say I click on this. And then I get the template details of what its uses, why I should use it, the model that would be using, and I can open it on GitHub, get the code and use it out there. Cool. But what about the other things that I talked about? So it's there. If you just go down, you can get models built by Azure AI Foundry, merge Microsoft Azure's speech to text. So let me just click on it. It's taking a bit of time, I believe. Yep. Text translation. I can click on open in playground to actually try it out. And you can see it's here. So what I can do is, let's say I want to uh, let's say I click on auto detect and I want to convert it into, let's say, Chinese, or let's use German. I know German. Hello, it's been a great session. See, I got hello as were eine große Sinsuk. I can get the code for it by clicking on this option where I just need to add my credentials, which is already shown to you, and I can just use it out there. In fact, I can configure the tone and all of it if needed based upon the model that I want to use. Now, since I clicked on GPT-4 Mini, it actually created a deployment for me to test. I can choose the tone and I can select the gender from it to actually work upon the whole thing out there. Even I can chat and add some adaptive customization based upon the language which I want to use, along with profanity filtering to actually filter out what needs to be said or what not needs to be said. I can create workflows out there which could actually use it up. so that I can not, I do not have to be dependent upon any ten right now and use the cloud services by Azure to do it. It in fact has agents where I can create my whole agents for the purpose that I want. I can add knowledge base, I can add my own data, I can create and manage evaluations on my own data set for my use. I can even add guardrails and store it up so that nothing happens which I don't want to. Cool. Let's go to discover. So we checked out discover, we checked out build. Now let's go to the operate option. This is the place where I actually see my all the things that's been working along. So if I see the overview, there's no active alert as such, there's no agent or anything because I am not running one. But I can always go to assets and see my models that has been deployed. So see, there's two models that has been deployed. I can see the token limits. I can see what has the model been cost to me. So this is the one that I've been using. And I can use the playground to actually check it out, how it works. I can view the code for it for different languages. I can check out whether I want to use REST or OpenAI SDK or want to use ID or key authentication. I can monitor it. So if you see out here, this is giving me the whole monitoring of it, of how much it has been used out there, the number of requests that has been made, the input and output tokens that has been used. In fact, if I want to add an Ask AI, I can just click, I can chat and get the AI to get me the response of everything. So it makes my life easier, right? Now, let's say I want to actually get the details of my deployment. I can click on the details tab and get the whole detail for myself out there. Pretty cool. Now, let's go back to operate. I can check out my compliance issues or any of the compliance policies that I have added. I can create quotas for different models which I want to provision. And as an admin, I can check what is the project and create many other projects in the same Foundry portal for easy management. Finally, the best place where you can go and learn is the docs. This is the place where you can get all the things out there for you to start learning and use this whole amazing place of Microsoft Foundry for the use case of yourself. Cool, awesome, right? Now, you might say, okay, all of this sounds great and all of this sounds pretty amazing. We also got to see how the code works, how to get the code, how to use it. In fact, we also saw that this is uh, pretty out there, but is it enabling me with some extension in VS Code for me to use it effectively? Yes, it is. So if I just go to Visual Studio Code, and you can see there's an extension. So let me just go to the extensions tab for now. And here is the Microsoft Foundry. The whole Microsoft Foundry comes as an extension. You can just use it directly from your resources. So these are the resources that you can see out here. I can directly use it and see which ones are there and manage it out from my own workspace. In fact, the best thing is AI Toolkit. So this is an extension where you can actually create agents, models, and run your local MCP server through it and connect your Microsoft Foundry with the models that you have deployed. So if I click on my models, you can see I can connect with GitHub, I can connect Microsoft Foundry. In fact, when I want to use, I can just connect it with some any agent out there and use it for my own purpose. This makes it much more simpler for me to debug the issues, come up with the solution, and make my VS Code supercharged with the agentic capabilities that's out there. So this is a cool space that you get with Microsoft Azure out there. In fact, Microsoft Azure comes with a lot of more resources that you can just go to this place and check out. So Microsoft, it's loading. So yeah, you get this Microsoft Terraform extension, 365 agentic edge tool, Fabric, which is again one of the great tools. So let me know if you want a session on Microsoft Fabric. It's one of the most amazing tool that's out there. Microsoft Kyoto is something that is, I would say, pretty new, but it's great if you are a developer who works upon as a CLI or a shell person out there and likes to go with HTTPS and REST APIs. Do try it out and give it a chance. It's great for your own purpose with AI. And there's Microsoft Quantum Development Kit, where you want to do anything that's there with Q hash languages. It's helping you build and run your code directly through this VS Code locally on a simulator by submitting just a job to Azure Quantum, which is another service. Terraform is an extension where you want to develop anything with the Terraform library that's out there and use Azure with it. Do it out there and it's ready to support you with all of the things that you need. So you got to know about the languages, you got to know about Azure, what it is, you got to know about AI Foundry and how the different models work, how to use them, and how to get the code. Now, let's go back to the PPT. Let me just skip to the main part right now because we have covered most of it. But you might ask me how to mitigate these hallucinations that come with the LLMs. There are three great methods out there. First, effective prompting. You need to make sure that you give the complete context, the output format, and tell the role of the LLM to it before actually sending the prompt. These three are the most important things. Second, provide some validated data source and citations so that model knows that it needs to be very sure when giving the data. Last but not least, tweak the temperature, set the temperature as low as possible, and set the max length as low as possible that you need. Keep the safety option on in case you actually want safety to be there. Here is a roadmap for you. You can just go to aka.ms/aoi/learn to actually get all of the OpenAI service learning guide to actually get started out there. It will actually help you get all of the resources, get all of the things, and start learning with your journey to get ready with some OpenAI services and also get started with the ChatGPT. Cool. Here are some tools in case you don't have it. Just scan this. It takes you to GitHub Codespaces pack, through which you can get a lot of benefits. But I'm pretty sure you all must have it. So yeah, if not, stop the video and get it out there. Give your feedback, please, about today's session. Would be happy to know how was it, what we need to actually make it better. And I personally would get some advice on how to actually keep it more interactive, keep it more fun and engaging for all of you, along with how to make it much more learning and make your time valuable that you have spent with me. So yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining in. Yes, stop seeing you. Tata. Bye bye. Good night and thank you for joining in.
Cool. Thank you for that. We did have a couple of questions that I'll just read out as well. One of the questions was, what actually can Azure ID do? Azure AI can do. You kind of covered a lot of that with the view of, okay, we can do the translations, you can do the voice, you can do a lot of text generation as an example. Um, video motion detection. There's a whole lot that the service can do, from not only just generative like video creation, but there's a whole bunch of like motion capture and like document intelligence stuff. So being able to extract document like text from invoices and receipts and things like that. So you can do a whole lot. It's almost like what
True that. In
can
fact,
Azure AI not
currently with
do?
the
Yeah,
agentic framework, yeah, sorry, I, yeah,
no, it's all good. Yep. Yeah, this is better.
yeah. So in
Yeah.
fact, with the current agent framework of Azure, it can and like the one I showed you, AI toolkit, you can even create MCPs and create some great agents, not just the whole model that you saw right now, like intelligence. You can actually intelligence out there. So it's up to you, your ideas and try to innovate with Azure.
The other question was, how do you see Azure AI changing the role of developers in the next 2 to 3 years, especially for beginners? So this is an interesting one, where the technology is changing so much and new models are introducing almost new, clearer functionality. I think it's definitely a move from heads down, let's get coding done, to what are the business outcomes that we're trying to solve, and more architecture thinking than potentially going straight into the deep, learning the languages as much. But, and can we deploy Microsoft Foundry into any region? So the information I supply was more around Azure AI functionality is only visible on Pacific regions, so the GPU capacity is only available in Pacific regions. So because of that, have a look at the Microsoft Learn documentation, take a look at models by type. You can actually see if they're standard deployment or global deployment and the regions that they operate with. So not all models are in every region, so just be aware of that as well. And yeah, that was it. So thank you very much for coming and presenting to us today. Yeah, I'll end it right here.
Thank
So
you.
thank you
Thanks a
everyone for,
lot for
yeah,
inviting me.
oh, all good. I will stop the stream, but yeah.